Hello, everyone. My name is Salis Charming, and I'm with the Pole Circuit. And today we are interviewing somebody with many hats. She is a pole owner, an amazing performer, and an incredible teacher. We have Jax Spencer.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking time out of your crazy busy schedule. We know you do so much in this community. And by the way, thank you for all you do in the community. I guess let's get started with some of our questions. So the first question we have for a lot of people, especially now, might be interested in opening a studio. What recommendations do you have? Because you have a really successful business yourself.
Thank you. I was actually teaching out of like a home-based apartment for a very long time and built up clientele and such. So I had a little bit of trial and error trying to figure out how to conduct classes or curriculums and things like that. But I got a lot of training certifications and found a good spot. But word of mouth is one of the biggest reasons that we're still open. Of course, you're going to hear Groupon through any platform.
Yeah.
Love to hate Groupon, but word of mouth, people bringing friends and reviewing and posting, especially in the social media era, posting on TikTok and Instagram saying, I was at the Pole Academy, look what I can do. That's what's really kept us alive, is like building more of the community.
And how did you even get into pole, like to begin with? How did you start?
The month before I turned 21, I started dancing in the club. So I started as an OG stripper, completely self-taught, going in early during like happy hour to practice on the poles. And I didn't have a pole in my house for the longest time. So I started being an exotic dancer.
That's awesome. And I love that you mentioned that you were self-taught. So there's a lot of people right now, I'm kind of nervous about everyone trying to do this on their own. Do you have any recommendations? Please help them.
Well, back in my day, I would go on YouTube and there was like 5 videos and they were like Carol Helms. So I was like, I can't do a handspring. What is that?
Yeah.
But we are lucky enough that there are so many platforms and Patreons and online challenges and online private lessons like Zooms and stuff that people should really be taking advantage of, mainly for safety, so you don't fall on your head or injure your shoulder. Are you warming up properly? Are you using the right muscles? Like, ask
It could be
for
dangerous.
help.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those epic pole fails on online as well. And the next question we got was basically, what struggle did you have along your pole journey and how did you overcome them?
Personal struggles. Well, when I first started, I was a lot heavier. I was over 210 pounds. So like body images, body dysmorphia, being really self-conscious, that had a lot of hindering. And I have terrible stage fright of like public speaking. So when I first started teaching group classes, I'm at the front and everyone's like, okay, teach us. I'm like, I need attention and then the like main person up front, so that I had to kind of get over and just dig or like put on that smile and be like, I am on go mode, like they've paid for this, I have to be this person. So a lot of like mental and like self struggles. Luckily I've never really been badly injured, so knock on something would pass to me.
Yes.
A lot of it was in my head or in my heart that I had to really overcome just to be a better teacher, be a better person, be a better performer, better business model. So there's a lot up here.
Well, you do a lot of things. And I mean, as far as we can see, and everybody in the community, I'm sure can attest that you're one of our main like supporters and you're always spreading the word about the community and getting out there. And we need a lot more people like you. So I think you're doing an incredible job. Seriously, you really are. Another question that we had, which you kind of touched a little bit earlier, is when you get on stage, or you're teaching a class and you kind of get nervous, what recommendation do you have for those nervous butterflies in the stomach? How do we control it so that we can better perform?
Well, if I'm like teaching something, I'll kind of walk in and be like, hey, how's everyone doing? Kind of address everybody. And I'll go to either setting up my music or something, but I always just take like a sip of water and just go, breathe.
Breathe.
Like I have to have a moment to pause and be like,
Inhale,
and
exhale.
go. Yes. Now, if I'm performing, I'll do the same thing. And backstage, I'm like, I'm going to be terrible. And I forgot everything, even though I freestyle anyways. But what I tell my other students and competitors is poop. Poop before you go on stage. That's my big
Very important.
Use the bathroom before you go on stage. You will feel so much better.
Yes, I mean, it's funny, but it's so true. That's a huge point. And then another question we have, because you do so many things, can you tell us a little bit about, I guess, everything that you do?
I do, a few things. I'm lucky enough to be a trainer for Get Fit and Pull, which is an international trainer organization that's all online. So that's been really cool. Again, through the pandemic, a lot of people were doing our Instagram challenges and buying packages. And there's a whole bunch of amazing trainers that get to like filter through. I also run all of the You Know When collective on Facebook. So you know you're a polar when, you know your pole instructor when, and you know your business polar when. So they've kind of branched out, and the polar groups are some of the biggest on Facebook, which is good and bad at times. And I also have a couple ambassadorships with like Hoodlum Fang and Heel Banger. So I got some promo codes if y'all need those. Jax 10, hey.
And you mentioned that you had some certification. There's a lot of different companies out there, especially now. I feel like they keep popping out. If somebody wants to get certified as a pole instructor, which companies do you recommend, or how would you guide them in the right direction?
So I collect little pieces of paper just to say that I can do them, to show proof I have them, which is really funny because in my Muggle real world, I was like, no, I don't need college. I'm not going. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me what I'm good at. But being in this industry for like safety and stuff, I'm like, oh, look at my piece of paper. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I personally have gotten experts, and we're hosting some more in 2022 at my studio. So I really like expert as a program. I'm CRNP certified, so that's Cleo's Rock and Pole. I'm twerk technician certified, so if you want to be a booty shaker, know all the moves, Vertical Joe's is powered by them. But if anything, just a group fitness like NASM, which you can get discounts if you join the IPIA, hey, they have a lot of resources. So just hoard them. They're like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. Get all of your little pieces of paper. There's a lot of good ones out there, like Liquid Motion as well, and Area Spinning. But I haven't personally taken all of them, but there's a couple really good ones there. There's a lot, especially on where you're from. Like you might not be in this country or available online or something. So just find what's around you, do some research. IPIA has a long list of them that are international, which is a really nice resource. But expert is OG.
Yes, they definitely are. So our last question we have is actually from the Full Circus competitors. As you are one of our judges, what are you looking for, and what do you recommend for future competitors?
Especially because it's online, there's so much like room for creativity. So, and I know we have some small spaces, but I have been seeing people go outside or get really creative with editing or camera angles or just a bigger than normal theme. I know that there's certain themes or characters that I can't really convey on stage, but if you can film it and tell a story, the story is the biggest part. And I want to be amazed. I want to be wowed. I want to be surprised. So don't be one-dimensional. You have way too much power and creativity to just film a very beautiful and nice piece, but bedazzle it.
Creativity. Yes, I guess just think outside of the box, especially with the virtual competition, because yeah, you can do edited, which has like filters and different things, so that's a lot of fun. All right, we're kind of coming to the end of our little interview. Was there anything you wanted to add before we go?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me be a part of it.
Thank
I was
you.
honored asked. I'm excited to see everybody's pieces. And if y'all want to follow or stalk me properly, I'm at Jax Poll pretty much everywhere, Instagram, TikTok. My website is jaxspencer.com. But I appreciate y'all taking the time to hang out with me.
Oh, thank you. She has been so incredible helping the pole circus and just putting the word out there. And like I said before, I feel like you do so much work with our community, just getting the word out. And we really need a lot more like you. But thank you so much for taking the time to let us interview you. Once again, I'm Salis Charming and the lovely Jax Spencer. Goodbye, everybody. Bye. And beep.
And cut.
And cut. Wait, where's the button? Here's the button.